They'll lynch you, but he did, and he laughs at
Everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Happy Monday. Goes too quick, doesn't it? And then it all pisses it down all weekend. But anyway, hope you're safe and well. And I hope you had a good weekend. Only one more friendly until the season starts. What's to worry about West Ham? As I said, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it one of those bloody good subscribes. It's always very appreciated. Now, I'll be back at lunchtime today talking about some of the transfer rumours that have been happening, some of the developments, some of the players we've been linked with over the last sort of 48 hours. But I wanted to talk about something which was mentioned by ex-WHU employee, I think, and no one's picked it up. So I thought I'll give you a little bit of information and give you my thoughts. So obviously, well, basically, West Ham have set up another committee. Obviously, the last one worked so well with the transfer committee, and they've decided fuck all really. But according to WHU ex-WHU employee, West Ham have set up a loan committee with the idea of the whole purpose is in terms of understanding the loans and trials for academy players. We are led to believe this loan committee comprises of Mark Noble, Kenny Brown, the academy manager, Mark Robson, Stevie Potts, and Colton Cole as well. So, and Mark Phillips as well. So lots of people involved in that committee. And if it's as a consequence of the committee or maybe as a coincidence, but obviously we heard that pretty much every player was available for loan within the under-21 squad, with the exception of Divine and Barmer, who the club feel is going to get multiple first-team opportunities this season. And just the pre-season, you see that he's had probably more game minutes than most, even some of the first-teamers, really. So it's encouraging times for Divine, but obviously for the rest of the players, the rest of that sort of cracking under-18 squad, where we've got so much hope behind them, and being this next generation of West Ham academy players that break through into the first team. There does seem a massive emphasis to getting these guys first team football, and whether that's a consequence of this loan committee, but obviously we've had a number who've gone out on loan already. Obviously Nathan Trott's gone back to Vej BV, the Danish side. Last year they were in the league below, and they won promotion to the Superliga in Denmark, and now Nathan's gone back and is already playing minutes there. But in terms of the new crop, obviously we announced, I think it was on Thursday, that Freddie Potts was going to Wickham, and he's already turned out and played in a friendly and has made minutes for them already. Then we had that the news that Schweier had signed a new contract. He's now gone on loan to Crawley Town, and again, I believe he made his debut at the weekend as well in a friendly match for Crawley. We're also led to believe that Keenan Forson has gone on trial with Stockport in a view to being a loan deal. I don't know how that works, but he's on trial with Stockport before they commit to a loan deal for him. Okay. And also, it was reported at the weekend that Callum Marshall is going to be potentially going to Huddersfield Town under Neil Warnock. And I think this is, and I know there'll be a section of the fan base who are like, losing all our players, going out on loan. This is the best thing for them, in my opinion. We've got, and again, the fact is, we know Mbaba's going to get first team minutes this season under Moyes. There was talk of Freddie maybe getting minutes, but that's what it all is, minutes. Realistically, is Freddie Potts going to be a first team challenger this season? No. He's got in midfield Souček, Downs, Connor Coventry, Fornals potentially, Paqueta. You've got also any signings we bring in as well. He's about 6th or 7th choice. So for his personal development, and invariably our development in terms of incorporating Freddie Potts in the first team, maybe in 2, 3, 4 years' time, going out on loan is critical. Getting those first team minutes. Yes, he could sit on the bench and he might get the occasional 5-minute cameo, or he might get a start in a dead rubber match in the Europa League group stages, or maybe a Carabao Cup game. But that's all it is. It's one game here, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes there. That's not how we're going to develop these players into being, potential first team players in the next 2, 3, 4 years' time. Same as someone like Callum Marshall, fantastic player he is in his age group, but moving up is going to be really troublesome, I think, at the moment for him. He needs to put a bit on. He needs, he could bully defenders at his own age, and he could have stayed, playing for the under 21s. And he may well do if the deal with Huddersfield Town doesn't go through. But all they're doing is playing with the same adults, the same kids, really. That's what they are. They're kids. And in fact, the way the Premier League 2 has been reformatted, there's no relegation. You can win the groups, and it's gone from a league from the north and south and things into sort of groups. So they pretty much amalgamated the PL2 north and south together and created, I think it's 5 or 6 groups of like 4 or 5 teams, I think, and you play each other in your group, and also then you play players outside or teams outside of your groups as well. But that's not going to help develop these players. The old combinations reserve league, that would help. You know what I mean? When you're consistently playing against players who are coming back from injury or players who need some minutes in their legs. That doesn't happen in the current setup. We've interviewed lots of youth team players, from the past, such as people like Izzy Ickpen. He always front of mind because he talks about so highly how he learned from Ian Pearce about how to Stuart Pearce, rather, how to learn. No, it was Ian. No, it was Ian Stewart, one of the Pearce brothers. How to defend Les Ferdinand when they were playing Spurs in a reserve team match. You listen to non-West Ham players like things like Ben Foster in his podcast, and he was saying, you could, kids today could stay on the bench and get occasional 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, but it's all about getting on loan, getting first team football in your legs. Finding out different dressing rooms. Christ, someone like Freddie Potts playing. I mean, he's at Wickham. In League One, you're going to be playing in League One. Yeah, I think Wickham in League One. You're going to be playing against some right nasty bastards in that midfield. That's exactly what he needs. Someone like Callum Marshall being up against some big burly defenders, veteran defenders. That's going to improve his game, and invariably, that's going to improve our chances of having him integrated in the first team. Not now, but in the next 2-3 years' time, in terms of the pathway. I think it's fantastic. And I think it's actually, by setting up a committee, yes, we all joke about the transfer committee, but this one's going to work because this one makes perfect sense. This one, you've got a situation where you've got players and we're doing it for the benefit of the player, and invariably that benefits West Ham further down the line. Yes, it might look like we're getting rid of a lot of youth team players. Yes, Moyes isn't going to integrate them into the first team, but that's not for the now. We've seen before, look at someone like Mipo Beku. He was the next big thing, and he was brought in and brought off against Man City. He's gone to somewhere random. I think it's like the 3rd division or something like that. In what was it? Alexander Okaflex. He's going to be signing for a C side. We see, it needs to happen, but it's great. I think it's great that it's happening, and it's great that there's some proper emphasis behind it and a clear strategy. Where we've got a situation at the moment where we don't seem to have a clear strategy when it comes to players we're bringing in and a scattergun approach. This doesn't seem so much of a scattergun approach. It's a very much a deliberate plan to get these youngsters some regular first team football, and it will only benefit us further down the line. But anyway, that's me. As I said, I'll be back at lunchtime with all the fun and the fair in terms of transfer rumours. So join me at lunchtime. And if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. Anton's buggering off. He's on holiday for a few days. So if you stuck with me and Holly for a week or so, you lucky bastards. So hopefully you won't be too sick of us by the end of it. And also, if there's any breaking news, if we sign someone, we'll let you know straight away. I think the chances are, if we do sign like Carlos Borges, it won't be until tomorrow onwards, i.e., first of the month. Don't have to pay him for July's July's wages then, isn't it? But anyway, take care. Stay safe. Come on, you bloody beautiful irons. Much love. Bye-bye.